Hello, everyone. Good morning. This is me, MG Flores, once again, and I am here for another live class with my BE Ed 2 students. So, for today's lesson, we will be talking about the values of art education. So, while waiting for my students to come in this live chat, may I introduce my Okay, so some of my students are already in. Okay, so for today, once again, we will be talking about the values of arts education. So, out of 40 students, we already have at most, okay, do we have 20 students present? Thank you so much, guys, for coming in. Okay, so let me now start the class since we are um, already 20. There are already 20 students, and we are now in quorum. So I hope okay. A lot of you is present right now. So 24 watching. So there are at most 24 students here around. Let's start. So last time I have given you an activity where I have shown pictures of different famous artworks, paintings, and even even sculpture. Okay, so I haven't given you feedbacks about it yet, but it is actually part of today's lesson. Now, let's talk about values of art education. Now, when we talk about values of art education, what comes first in your mind? And maybe put your answers on the chat box. When we talk about values of art education, 'di ba? In our high school years, we have our values subject, which talks about morality, doing what is good and right. What are these attitudes? That's the values. Now, in connection with art education, what is values of art education? Will I be calling somebody? Okay. The according to Lynette, it is the importance in art. Okay. Uh-huh. Giving value of your work. According to Johaidi, how about for Lindsay? She said that supports the creative and critical thinking skills of the students. According to Lindsay, it supports the creative and critical thinking skills of students that are so highly valued in today's economy. What else? The significance of art in ourselves and in the society. Mm-hmm. Okay, so according to Lynette, she said it is the importance in art. Ano sa importance in art? Okay, giving value of your work. According to Juhaidi, it is the giving of the value to your work. Well, yeah, basically that is it. Giving perspective towards the artwork that you are seeing. Okay? How will you be able to interpret it in your own way? Because if you are the artist, you have your own interpretation. If you are the audience, you also have your own interpretation. Now, if you do not see the worth of art, if you do not appreciate art, you won't see the value of the art that you are seeing. Okay? It is about the perspective. It is the perspective which involves your feelings and your emotions. That is giving values to your art. That is integrating value to art education. Now, sooner or later, you will be becoming educators. You will be teaching arts to your students. Now, we have these diverse learners, right? We have diverse learners, and they offer you different kinds of attitudes. They offer you different kinds of attitudes. And for example, you will let them give you, you will let your students do this art. And di ka kasabot. Kabakti ani, eh, what if in their eyes that artwork, that piece of artwork is very nice already? Like I have given you an activity before which shows these pictures. And I believe some of you here, when for the first time you have seen this picture, nakaingon mo sa amli, ay, mura amli drawing of grade 6. Mura ginig drawing of grade 6. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen to you and show you the picture for a while. I hope you can still remember the pictures that I have let you give your perspectives. It is the picture of a cat catching the bird. Itong murag first ninyong tanaw ka, murag yun siya pag grade 6, ana. For a moment. the bird, of the cat catching the bird. So here in this picture, first thing you would see is that kabati ani uy, ano man ni kanang ang langgam, mura man dili langgam ana. The first thing you would see is the negative side. But without knowing that the artist that made this picture is actually having or giving it a different meaning, which is actually deeper. Okay? Warren Anunsaon ni ana siya bati. Okay. If you can't appreciate it, you can see the value. According to Juhaidi, if you can't appreciate it, you can see the value in it, miss. Or if you can't appreciate it, you can't see the values in it. Okay. Now, let's start with what are the different values that a teacher shall possess. Okay. We should also learn what are the different factors wherein we can show the different values of art education. Okay. So how important is art? Diba? How important it is. Why does it matter in our recent generation, in today's generation? Why does it matter? How can art improve the society? Does it help? Does these artworks help the students? Can this help them grow professionally? Can this help them grow personally? Ano na siya? So as an educator, as an art education, you should broaden your minds, widen your perspectives, because you as an educator, sooner or later, would encounter the different artworks of your students, and you should give that art significance. Meaning bisag unsa pa nakabati nga artwork ang ipakita sa imuhang estudyante, you should see its worth, because para nila that is something else already. So inana, how has art played a part in your way of life? Oh, tagaan og bili kay pananglitan tanom. Has it played a part of your life? Diba? Tanom right now is already an art. Okay. Now let's start with this one. Here. Okay. Every young person deserves a complete and competitive education that includes art. America's global structure, culture of innovation, and entrepreneurial spirit depends on the strength of a world class education. On the other hand, we also need that world class education. That's why, as future educators, it has been said here that America, so we as Filipinos shall compete with this global world class education. Okay, as for internationalization, so we should learn about these different factors, different values that we should acquire to ourselves as well. Now, first, arts education increases student engagement. Okay, now let's incorporate this with our activities in school as college students. Now, what are the different art activities that we have done here in City U Barili? Be, what are the different art activities, or what are those activities that can um, express your emotions, your feelings? Because as per definition of art, it does not only dwell with the visual, the written, the painting. We also have the literary. We also have the performance arts. Okay, what are these arts? Can you post it? Can you chat? Poster making, very good. Slogan making, singing, katong landscaping namo miss. Okay, landscaping, very good. Yeah, landscaping is an art, creativity, fruit carving. Express what they have learned to others. So, katong show and tell nako ninyo nga gihatag nga activity, I gave you the freedom to choose what art, and I gave you the freedom to express it in your own words. So it is also, how about in elementary? Let's talk about in elementary grades, diba? In elementary, you allow your students to make their own paper cranes. Mapabuhaton nimo sila og mga kanang papel-papel nga mga papel nga ginamit pambot-pambot, mga inana, di ba? Wa ta kahibaw para nila, it's a way ipakita nga ikadako nako ganahan ko masiman, o inana. So, but in today's time, there are a lot of teachers nga ay basig ko na kaso papel. Na siya. But if you want to be effective, then be somebody who your students can rely on nga at ako ni Miss kay makasabot si Miss sa ako ana. This connects to children learn positive habits, behaviors, and attitude. Art education helps foster a age that is very crucial for learning is ari sa elementary, sa primary level. Okay, Trashon? Very good. So it's very crucial for learning in elementary grades. So as future educators, you have to have the capability on how to mold your students. Dili na to i-invalidate ang ilahang emotions by stopping them to express what they love to do. So in elementary, we expect students to play, 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 play. But you also have to help them know their limits as for when is the time for playing and when is the time for studying. Okay? And we do not allow ourselves to treat them in a bad way. Create a positive culture, a positive environment for your students, for them to express what they really want to express. Because at some time, if you create, if magkuan juga ka ng terror teacher kanya elementary pa na, what would you give them? You will give them trauma. You would give them the boundaries to express. Okay? Receiving an arts rich in education perform better on assessments of creativity than do students receiving little or no arts education. Mo ni siya, because some of the teachers do not know arts very well. They will just like, "Ala, pagbuhat pa diha, ana." Have you seen the video katong sa TED Talk? It is stated there that for you to become another effective teacher, you have, oh, nilag ko guys. Correct, Warren. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Okay. If you have seen the TED Talk video that I have sent you, ang giingon adtong guy, I forgot the name of the speaker, katong laki, iniana siya, for you to help your students improve their creativity, you guys click live, click live. Guys, click live, click live. Okay, let me just proceed, guys. According to that speaker from the TED Talk, he said that so that your students can widen their capacity, their intellectual capacity, you have to be dumb. He said the speaker said that he will be giving it to the owner of the box, but when that speaker saw his face, he then said, I will not give this to you because it's my face is in the box. So he then proceeded to another box, and then the same thing happened. It was still his face, since it was a mirrored box. So the student said, are you dumb? It's a mirrored box. So do not open it. Do not open it. So see, the child has solved the problem without even the teacher telling it about it was a mirrored box. It was again a mirrored box. Therefore, my picture would be would be there. So the student solved it herself. Yan na siya nga kanang mirrored box man na, so makita gyud ang imong naong diha. Ayog ablihib, ari na dito na mo. Okay, so na-exercise na dayon ang critical thinking skills sa bata. Okay? Also, he has also said there na allow your students to build their own boat. Allow your students to build their own boat with the different materials nga naa sa classroom. So however messy your students could get, however noisy they could get for as long as they have this goal to make a boat out of garbage, then let them be. Okay? It allows your students to exercise, to enhance creativity, and on the other hand, sharpen their critical intellectual skills. Okay? Next, arts teach methods for learning. Arts teach methods for learning language skills. As students learn to read notes, compose music, play an instrument, memorize dance steps, creating a painting, and act in a drama, they are also learning how to develop new concepts, build vocabulary, and understand a new language. So, music is a language, right? Dancing is a language. Reading notes in music is an art. Nikagin ko. Okay. According to Lumayam Cristel, let give them freedom to express their thoughts and feelings, whatever they want to do or create. Correct. Because in this way, again, you would help them sharpen their critical, makabuhat na sila diha og mga unsa man. Makabuhat sila diha barko gamit sa sticks, twigs, ana, di ba? So allow them to be messy, to be noisy. Oh, kana siya. Because it's normal. It's normal in their nature. Okay, next. Art is not only limited to painting. It's also okay. It's also about reading notes, composing music, ana na siya. And then magsunod-sunod na siya. This will help them build different concepts of how to connect this thing to another thing. Diba before creating a song, others create poems, spoken poetry, and then making melodies in my heart. Diba? And for in dancing, dancing can be learned. Dancing can be learned. So, if mag-ul ka nga na imong estudyante, di gyud ka ba mo ikid? Oh, as a teacher, it is your responsibility. Assist them lang yun. Oh, in this way, you will help them teach how to be patient. Oh, how to be patient. How to learn to love dancing slowly but surely. Encourage them to enhance their skills. Okay? Build vocabulary and understand new knowledge. Okay. Next, arts help students learn mathematics. Oh, miss, naabot ang tagmat nun ani miss. Oy nga, naabot man tagmat miss nga arts ang istoryahan miss. Wa man mi nagmat miss. The arts require measurement, numbers, and precision. Students learn to calculate angles, angles, angles,
Hello?
Okay, guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Darwin, say present if you can hear me. Okay, perfect. So you can hear me. Perfect. I am now receiving your responses. Okay. So let me continue.
Hello?
We still have few minutes left to end this one. We're actually having struggle with the internet right now, so please bear with us. And okay, let us continue. Here we have arts expand on and enrich learning in other subjects. Works of art provide a visual context for learning about historical periods. Music, painting, drama, and dance help literature come alive. Graphic designs and drawings, such as those made by inventors and engineers, complement learning about scientific and technological principles and innovation. So basically, in this part, we learn different arts from various artists from history. So katong inyong mga pictures nga nakitaan before, nga ako ang gisend ninyo pag last, is mga paintings to siya sa famous nga mga artists. Okay? Katong kanina picture, katong Starry Night, picture to siya ni Van Gogh. Okay? Katong, and a lot more. Kato si, what do you call this? The picture of the spoliarium. Kinsa may nag, what do you call this, nag paint atong spoliarium.
Hello, nawala na sa streaming mo?
Okay. Sa may nag-paint atong spoliarium, guys. Di ba si Juan Luna?
Okay, gamay naman ng BI.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's give the hello, Nika? Okay, ready na ka? Okay, sige.
This is the spoliarium.
Video marinig mo ha.
How about this one? This is an artwork. This is a sculpture done by Guillermo Tolentino. This can be seen at the University of the Philippines, all campuses, the Oblation. Okay. We have artists like that are known in their different fields. Okay. So we have Pablo Picasso, who is known for making artworks of pointillism. Okay, kana siya. Okay, so tracing history, we can discover art. Okay, we can also learn the different musicians during the Baroque period, Renaissance period. We have Beethoven, we have Bach. Do you know them? We have who else? The famous musicians. Okay, so we also have the different dramas. Unsa man tong mga kabuki, di ba? We have that one. Next, practice. Next, we have here. Next, students practice teamwork. Art making allows students to experience what it feels like to be active members of community and to work as a team to determine and achieve common goals. Okay. Now, here in college, we also have that one here. Let's say, for example, katong maestra ninyo sa PE sa una, nakatong gipabuhat-buhat ng mga sayaw-sayaw, di ba art man to siya? Therefore, you already have practiced teamwork. Another thing during the education week, during that time, naamoy mga budol-budol siguro to, naapoy gipamake mo og tindahan, nga makapalinda mo og mga native food. Sakto ba ko? I'm not so sure, I forgot. But yeah, during that time, you were expected to make things, to make those different activities as a class. Okay? So, mo to siya higayuna nga nag-away mo, you had your misunderstandings, you had your approvals, disagreements, napod mo na, di ba? Okay. Here, you would exercise your, what do you call this? Values of teamwork. Values of patience, perseverance, and also dedication to your activity, your task, di ba? Okay. So, in that way, dili lang kay puros product inyong makita, kundi the process itself, that's an art because it shows values, gives out values na niya. Art making allows students to experience, okay, what it like to be the members of a community. In art, students learn to articulate their intentions, receive and offer constructive criticisms, and listen actively to others' ideas. Unya kayong uban, di man magpakasaba. Saon man na? Di man magpakasaba. Di-away yun. Mag-away. Maghugot. Nawagtag na ato ang kung ano yan, kaya was elbow cuff, oy. Elbow cuff, guys. Yeah, take good vibes. Virtual hugs. Tarot, murago mag-away sa una. Sige. Lastly, arts education increases capacity for leadership. Okay. Dire, gawas ta ng mga leader. Gawas po itong mga tinuod gid na leader. Na may uban mong paka-leader. Leader. Students who participate in the arts develop leadership skills, including decision-making, strategy building, planning, and reflection. This is also one of the hardest tasks, becoming a leader, because the pressure is there, all the pressure is there. If something bad happens, you are to blame because ikaw be leader, diba? So, in this way, ma-exercise po ang critical thinking skills, not just by the leader, but also to the constituents. Decision-making na, di ubang leader nga ilahatan ng desisyon. Dili siya open for suggestion, wala. So here, art education di rin na learn na itong art education, dili lang yun siya puro swat-swat, puro drawing, puro sayaw-sayaw. Naagit ma-incorporate po ang values here in education. Values of leadership, we have the patience, we have perseverance, dedication to what you really love. Okay, so for your activity, um, it's not necessary kung wala mo ani nga mga things, then just have it in your own lang nga kanang sa ball pen, shading lang and stuff. But if you have, then much better. Okay, for your activity, you have to draw an object that best represents you as a person. So, in 100 words, explain your drawing. How will you explain it? By relating yourself to your drawing. How does art helps you as a person during this pandemic? Because as what the news, the survey has been giving us right now, the pandemic is giving everyone a hard time dealing with mental health. Diba? So, for now, so karon, um, draw an object that best represents you as a person, or you can have it in a symbolic way, like for example, this one. Like for example, this one. Okay, like for example, this one. I will draw this one. This is actually a rose with a face on it. This is a rose and there's a face and mouth and all. So for me, that's an art because it represents my femininity. It represents my vanity. Yeah, so that's how I represent myself through art. Okay, so for you, what are you going to draw? And kindly draw it. Kindly take a video of you, even a short clip. It's just a short, even a short clip of it while you are making the um, while you are making posting these rubrics in the Google Classroom for you to be guided, ha? Okay, dako ra kay ni diri ni so the screen. Okay, so that's it for our class, and I will just post the instructions for your activity para if you did not get this here during the live, then you can um, read through the Google Classroom. Okay, here is the rubric. Here is the instruction. I will give you 1 week to do this, so I will follow up the activity on the 13th of October. Okay, so you draw this on a short bond paper. Okay, short bond paper.
This one.
Okay. Did you get my instruction, guys? If not, I will put it here for a while. Okay. Short bond paper, guys. Short bond paper.
Brown sugar is often called soft sugar because of its rich
Okay, guys, are we clear with the instructions and with activities? Short bond paper submit on October 3rd.
Yes, guys. Yes.
Okay, are we clear? Short bond paper, and then secure your heart. Secure a photo of your finished work.
Water gives the current teacher to make items, especially frames and rolls.
Okay, here. Guys, take a short video of you drawing or painting it. But if you can have it on a time lapse, that is better. Of course, secure a photo of your finished work. Are we clear with this? Are we guys clear?
Or velvety gray. It adds flavor, it helps products stay longer.
Guys, hello, hello, hello. Okay, so can somebody take a screenshot?
Cake or baked product. Eggs, eggs hold together the other ingredients during mixing activity. Kasagaran mo
Hello?
session, Islam,
Asa naman ta? Okay, sige. Flavorings and spices.
this is life.
Okay, so that's it for today, BEd2 students. Just be updated once again in your Google Classroom. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day, everybody. See you this 3:30 p.m. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for coming into my class. Thank you for coming.
And last but not least, chocolate and cocoa.
Thank you for coming. Bye-bye, guys.
Brown color.